When you pick up the phone to reach out and touch someone across the oceans, it's only possible because of ships like the Global Sentinel.
This is cable tank number 1.
And what am I standing on right now?
You're standing on fiber optic cable that's going to be laid from here towards Brazil.
This is how worldwide communication begins.
Cable comes right off into the ocean from here.
Robots take over from there, diving to a depth too deep for humans. The machines use water jets to create a trench, allowing the cable to sink into the seabed and become buried.
95% of all telephone and data is transferred over submarine cables.
Not satellite.
Not satellite.
It's what allows us to rely on instant everything: phone calls, banking, web surfing, email, streaming video, and other communication.
We have here samples of the early cables from the 1850s.
This is what the first permanent cable looked like under the Atlantic.
Absolutely. And this indeed is the cable going across the Atlantic.
Laid in rough seas, the first few copper cables broke or burnt out. When it finally worked after a decade of failure, Great Britain's Queen Victoria congratulated U.S. President Andrew Johnson in this message.
If I was living in 1866 and I wanted to send a message to a relative in Ireland or in England,
right,
it would take 10 days by ship to get there, however long to write the message, and 10 days to get back. With this cable now, it was what, minutes?
Yeah.
For the next 90 years, the cable handled messages by Morse code before telephone cables arrived. Today, a maze of fiber optic cables crisscross the oceans and the U.S.
We can transmit the entire contents of the Library of Congress across the Atlantic Ocean in 2 seconds.
At the TE Subcom plant in New Hampshire, the company uses colored glass strands of fiber to create the cables for those over-the-top providers like Google, Facebook, and Microsoft.
Look at how thin these fibers are. This is like a hair.
These are the size of a strand of human hair, but about 1,000 times stronger.
The cable highway runs to the Global Sentinel ship 24 hours a day until fully loaded. Once installed in the dark depths of the ocean, it'll be a highway of fiber optic light.